Yo, what is up everybody? This is Fawful the Great 64, and today I want to talk a little bit about Nintendo and E3 2018 and what I think will be shown, or what I want to be shown, and what I don't really know if I want to be shown. Obviously, it's pretty much a given fact that they're going to be showing Super Smash Bros., which is super exciting. I really can't wait to see what this new Smash game looks like. I'm pretty sure it's not a port of Smash Wii U, because why would they give this super dramatic and vague teaser if it was just a port of Smash Wii U? Now, here's the thing that a lot of people are probably expecting me to say, because I'm so predictable, and people are probably expecting me to predict a Paper Mario game, or say that I want a Paper Mario game on the Switch at E3. That's a weird one for me, because I'd love a Paper Mario game that's like the first three games, that has original characters, that has a more RPG-like system with leveling up and badges and whatnot. Even though badges, I still love Super Paper Mario, so honestly, I just want it to have at the very least, what Super Paper Mario had. But it really needs to go back to what the system of Thousand Year Door in the first Paper Mario, with partners with fleshed out personalities and badges and flower points, badge points, all that good stuff. Basically the battle system from Thousand Year Door, and just like improve on it in the same way Thousand Year Door improved on Paper Mario 1. But also have a new story, new villain, new characters. Those are the things I really want. But, you know, I don't think that's realistic anymore. It pains me to say that, but I just don't think that's realistic anymore. I got my hopes up until Color Splash. I got my hopes up before Color Splash. I got my hopes up, or at least in some areas, before Mario and Luigi Paper Jam. Even though I knew that was a Mario and Luigi game, I got my hopes up for original characters, even though I suspected that there wouldn't be any. Lo and behold, there weren't. But that's fine, even if it was disappointing, just because Mario and Luigi, we're getting these remakes now. They're showing that at least Alpha Dream still cares about their characters, but Intelligent Systems clearly doesn't. So as far as Paper Mario is concerned, they need to show me the good stuff before I actually get excited for a Paper Mario, and I don't expect them to do that anymore. At least not for a while, not this year. If they show Paper Mario this year, I suspect it's going to be, well, reflective of what Tanabe said back in December 2016 about respecting Miyamoto, not using their own characters, blah blah blah. Being a blind yes man, like that might sound pretty savage, but you know, I don't think Shigeru Miyamoto is some be-all end-all dictator. I don't think Miyamoto would get that angry over Tanabe using reason and showing him how beloved the characters in the first three Paper Mario games are, providing evidence that people like them. I don't think Miyamoto would be that way still. If Tanabe would just, I don't know, reason with him, but I don't think Miyamoto's unreasonable. The only reason it's the way it is because Tanabe refuses to even try to reason with him. And here I am going on about the god-awful state of Paper Mario again. Even though I should be thinking more about the fact that Bowser's Inside Story is getting a remake, which is awesome. I don't expect to see it in the main presentation at E3, because that's just Switch games. But I'm kind of hoping it shows up during the Treehouse stuff afterward, like they did with Superstar Saga plus Bowser's Minions last year. However, I am so glad that at least this remake got a proper announcement trailer during a Nintendo Direct, rather than the guys at the Treehouse just being like, just casually name dropping the game, and just oh hey, next we're playing this Superstar Saga remake that has never been announced before, and we just kind of casually name dropped it, and then when they started playing it later, they just laughed it off. Oh, we kind of just casually spoiled that, didn't we? Too bad. Yeah, no. I'm glad that this one actually got announced with a trailer without being spoiled beforehand, but I am kind of hoping they show off some of that at during the Treehouse Live segment this E3, and I can't wait to see what Fawful looks like in this one with his Bowser's Inside Story outfit, because as we all know, my channel is named after a character I'm a fanboy of, so naturally I care a lot about anything he appears in. Another thing that I feel is kind of up in the air is something related to Mario Kart. They have Mario Kart Tour, which we know, I'm pretty sure we don't know anything about that right now, other than it exists. And I'm not really huge on the idea, honestly. I was really hoping for Mario Kart 9 on the Switch. Like, the Switch needs an original Mario Kart. It shouldn't have just a port of 8 with Inklings. And no, the battle mode is really good on Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but it needed some new tracks, racing tracks. It's really just an expansion of 8, just like the name implies. I think we really need a new Mario Kart game. What about a Double Dash sequel? 8 Deluxe kind of brought back double items, but what about double seater carts? Like, that would be awesome to see a modern version of Double Dash's concept, and get 2 characters per cart, get more character pairs that make sense together. Like, there's been characters introduced in the Mario Kart series since Double Dash. You could have Dry Bones and Dry Bowser, since Bowser and Bowser Jr. would already be paired up. And of course, looking back at the release date of Double Dash being exactly on the same day as the original Superstar Saga, it's always made me think about how cool it would have been to see Cackletta and Fawful. That would have made sense back then, honestly, to promote that game because they released on the same day. But I guess, yeah, probably not happening. As much as I would love it to happen, it probably wouldn't happen. But I just want some sort of original Mario Kart game on the Switch, and not just on mobile. I feel like it could be great, but just the idea of a mobile Mario Kart doesn't really click with me that much. I feel like Super Mario Run, I never played that. I don't care to play that. I mean, the new Super Mario Bros. Series has already gotten ironically old for me and for a lot of people, but Super Mario Run is not only using the tired new Super Mario Bros. Art style, but the gameplay is simplified even more to where you only need one hand, one finger, like on the screen, and like it doesn't even have real controls like forward, backward, jump, and whatnot. I don't know. It's mobile gaming. I've never been big on mobile gaming. I can't even play actual Nintendo games on mobile, like games made for consoles. Like, I've tried playing like Super Nintendo emulated games on it just doesn't work. I can't even play beloved Nintendo classics on mobile. Mobile is just not a gaming platform for me. Obviously, they should be talking more about the Switch's paid online service, and I'm hoping that we get Virtual Console announced, and I'm really holding out for GameCube. It's time they expanded, it's time they moved on to GameCube. The Wii U had all Nintendo consoles from the NES to the Wii, except the GameCube. Like, it had Wii, but not GameCube. And not just backwards compatible, but you could literally download Wii games, but not GameCube. Even though the Wii U has the capability to play them. I don't understand that, but the Switch, I've seen videos talking about how, yes, the Switch can run and emulate GameCube. They're even trying to make a version of Dolphin that would run on it. Or maybe they already have, like, they hacked the Switch and it can run, like, Linux. Which is not an operating system I'm familiar with. But apparently they're developing Dolphin and trying to get it to run on there. And if they can get that to run, then with Nintendo's official developers and whatnot, I'll bet anything that if they tried, they can get GameCube games running at just perfect quality, perfect speeds, perfect everything on the Switch. And I hope they do that. I really would love to be able to play Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door on the Switch. Now, a remastered version of that would be even better, or the original Paper Mario remastered. That would be even better. But I feel like Virtual Console releases are still more likely. So, you know, and even if they do remaster like Thousand Year Door, it would still be nice to have the original version on Virtual Console. And not to mention games like Super Mario Sunshine, Mario Kart Double Dash, Luigi's Mansion, which is on the being ported to the 3DS, which that might also get shown at and during the Treehouse Live. But to be able to have that also on the Switch, along with, you know, Mario Sunshine, Super Smash Bros. Melee, stuff like that would be awesome. Even though don't kill me for this, but I kind of think Melee is just ever so slightly overrated. It's a fantastic game, don't get me wrong, but I don't think that it's so good that no Smash game after it has ever surpassed it. I just find that very ridiculous. The series has definitely evolved since then. But, I still love it, so I'd love to be able to play it on the Switch. Not to mention I lost my GameCube copy, so that would be a good opportunity to buy it again on the Switch and play it. But as far as Virtual Console, I'm just really hoping they announce Virtual Console soon, because it's something that we've been waiting for a while. I'm surprised they haven't announced it yet. I really hope they haven't retired the concept, because like they at least wait until you've gotten past GameCube before you retire the idea of Virtual Console. Because, you know, GameCube is the only console that can't be played or officially played on a modern Nintendo console other than the Wii, the original edition of the Wii, but not the newer editions, and of course not the Wii U and not the Switch. But considering the fact that they're porting Luigi's Mansion over to the 3DS, maybe they're interested in bringing GameCube games to the 3DS? I don't know, that would be weird. I hope that's the Luigi's Mansion on 3DS is just a one-off thing, even if the idea of the thing I'm not even going to speak of because it was the stupidest thing I ever did. You know what I'm talking about, Thousand Year Door, that's all I need to say. On the 3DS. That's still a great idea. I'd love it if they did that, but I don't think... I'd rather it be on the Switch. Now, back when the Wii U was the most recent console, you know, the 3DS sounded like a lot, because the Wii U is not portable, the 3DS is. Thousand Year Door being portable would be awesome. But now that the Switch exists, the 3DS is starting to get a little redundant. Although, Bowser's Inside Story does make sense because it relies on the two screens, and they already have the Dream Team art style that I don't think would translate well over to the Switch. It would be too low resolution for the Switch. They would have to evolve the art style again. I don't know if they're ready for that. Speaking of which, though, I'm still holding out that they might do a Partners in Time remake. And it might actually be on the Switch instead of on the 3DS. My reasoning for this is that Partners in Time didn't make too much use of the fact that there's two screens. It did, it used the map on one screen, and the battles, there's battle moves that use both screens. But it didn't use the touchscreen. And of course, if you remember in the Superstar Saga remake, they made use of the screen zooming in and out. So that would easily make up for the Partners in Time having moves that use two screens. You just have the screen zoom out. It's not like Bowser's Inside Story, where they literally need to have both Bowser's, where Bowser is and where Mario and Luigi are inside him on the same screen. And of course, Bowser using the touchscreen for his minion attacks. That would be a lot harder to work with on the Switch, because obviously you need to be able to play it docked, which means no touchscreen. But you know, Partners in Time only uses the touchscreen once, so Partners in Time could work on the Switch a lot more than Bowser's Inside Story could. That might be... Now, I don't want to get anyone's hopes up for Partners in Time being a remake, because I'm honestly surprised it wasn't remade before Bowser's Inside Story, other than the fact, you know, BIS, Bowser's Inside Story, did sell better, but... And personally, I'm a little biased towards it because it has a lot more fawful in it, but I do feel sorry for all you people whose favorite game is Partners in Time. I still like Partners in Time, and in fact, I've only played through it once, so it would have been nice to get it on the 3DS and have my second playthrough be on a 3DS version. But if it's on the Switch, that's even better. And you know, it's not like Fawful would be missing out on a Switch appearance in that case either, because he is in Partners in Time. It's just not as big of a role. But I am rambling on too much about this. Let's just move on to the elephant in the room. Clearly, yeah, Smash Brothers. I made a video a while back, or what month is it now actually? It's May. Yeah, it's May. Last month, April. Beginning of April, I made a video on 5 Mario newcomers I want to see, because obviously Mario is my favorite series. But anyway, as far as other series beyond Mario, I will say this: I think it's time King K. Rool got into Smash. I actually haven't played any of the Donkey Kong Country games, and I do know he hasn't been in the most recent ones. But, now this is gonna sound really weird and really stupid reasoning for wanting him, but on top of the fact that he is the main villain of the Donkey Kong series, I actually have been recently watching a little bit of the episodes of the Donkey Kong Country TV series. And that's just kind of stupid considering I haven't really played the games, but I did watch the TV series. I had VHS set of that when I was a kid, and I watched that, and I was exposed to K. Rool in that, and he's pretty funny. He's a cool guy, a cruel guy. Okay, yeah, that was terrible, but yeah, I think K. Rool should get into this one. I think Donkey Kong does need a new rep, and if it's not K. Rool, I think it should be either Dixie Kong or Cranky Kong or Funky Kong. I did kind of allude to Cranky a little bit in my Mario video where I was talking about Pauline, and of course the original Donkey Kong is now Cranky Kong. So if they want to like add him, because he was the original Donkey Kong, not the same as the one in Donkey Kong Country. So that you know, but Donkey Kong needs a new character. Even if I haven't played really the games, I did play Mario vs. Donkey Kong. I love that game on the Game Boy Advance. I love that game, but that doesn't really have any Donkey Kong characters other than Donkey Kong himself. But Donkey Kong on the Game Boy did. I played a little bit of that. That was pretty good too. And it had Donkey Kong Jr. Donkey Kong Jr. would be he would probably be a retro type character because he hasn't really had modern appearances. But you know, that would be cool to see him in there. Speaking of which, Stanley the Bugman, that would be really cool. It's probably not very likely at all, but that would be cool. Foreman Spike is another retro character that would be pretty cool to see from Wrecking Crew. He almost looks kind of like the predecessor to Wario. which is really neat. And of course, speaking of Wario, you know, for Wario newcomers, maybe Captain Syrup from Wario Land would definitely be cool to see. Or Ashley from WarioWare, or Mona. But honestly, of potential Wario, I kind of would want it to be from Wario Land, like Captain Syrup, because that series hasn't gotten as much representation in Smash Brothers as WarioWare has. So I would probably prefer Wario Land over WarioWare, because Wario is already themed after WarioWare. I know a lot of people want a new Metroid character. The only one, like, I'm not very familiar with Metroid, I'll be honest. I haven't played any of the games. I don't know much about it. I know Metroid Prime 4 was a big, huge deal when it was announced last year, but we haven't seen anything about it, and that's another thing, it might get shown at E3. However, I don't know what, and now to be fair, I haven't played any of the series, I don't really know, but all I can really think of that could even work is Ridley. But, you know, everyone says, you know, Ridley's too big. I don't know where I would stand on that. I know Ridley is kind of in a weird spot where Sakurai clearly knows there's demand for him, and I remember in Smash 4 he like showed his tail or his shadow or something, and like, why would you do that if you know how demand for the character is, if you're not just trying to troll them, if you know he's not going to be playable? I feel like Sakurai doesn't want to make Ridley playable. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Obviously, we saw that Link would be in his Breath of the Wild version. So that leads me to believe maybe Zelda would also be in a Breath of the Wild version, and perhaps Ganondorf could look like he does in Hyrule Warriors, because I know he looks really badass in that. I know a lot of people want Ganondorf reworked, so he's not a Captain Falcon clone, and I agree. I mean, Captain Falcon is not a Zelda character. It's kind of random that Ganondorf is a Captain Falcon clone. Although, if they really want to have two different versions of Captain Falcon's playstyle, just put in another F-Zero character. I don't know enough about that series to say who, but, you know, more characters from a series that doesn't have much is always a welcome. Now, one thing that's probably going to be very controversial that I say, please chill with the Fire Emblem. Like, I don't care for Fire Emblem. You know, I haven't played it, but nothing stands out. Even other series that I haven't played. Like, I understand how influential stuff like Zelda is. Even though I don't really play Zelda, I know that those characters are important to Nintendo, and they're iconic, and they are unique. Like, even Zelda characters that are not in Smash, like Girahim, I can picture him in my head when I hear his name. Fire Emblem characters, I can't. I'm sorry. Corrin, I don't even remember what he looks like. I don't think I even bought that DLC. And if I did, it wasn't for him. I don't remember. I didn't do much with the DLC in Smash 4. I got the Geno costume. I know that. That was a big deal. But the Smash 4 DLC otherwise didn't really do it for me. But Corrin was by far the most baffling thing. Like, Fire Emblem already had a DLC character for that matter. Why would you put DLC time into another one? I don't know. Like I said, I don't play the series, and it might just have a slight thing to do with the fact that I feel like, since Fire Emblem is also made by Intelligent Systems, and I really, really wish that they would give Paper Mario a little bit more love, because like, they make that too, but they're taking all the fan service out of that, and like, I don't know, I always see Fire Emblem trailers and whatnot talking about the story and everything, but none of these characters matter to me. They're just guys with swords, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, you can like it, good. It's not my thing. Paper Mario is my thing, but they're actively removing the story and removing the unique characters from it. I don't know. So that might have something to do with the fact that I'm really tired of new Fire Emblem stuff in Smash. You know, give it a new stage. I don't care. Give it, you know, I'd be fine with a new Fire Emblem character if one was cut. Ideally Corrin or Lucina, because she's just a Marth clone. But, yeah, I'm just chill with the Fire Emblem Sakurai, and I'm pretty sure there's gonna be more Fire Emblem, but I'd personally want them to chill with that. Pokemon, I'm pretty sure, is gonna get a newcomer. I haven't followed the series since Gen 1, so I don't know much about it, but I know Decidueye is a popular choice for a Pokemon newcomer. So that's a pretty safe bet. That was in a fake leak. But despite being in a fake leak, I still think it's a safe bet. So, also Springman, which was also in that fake leak. ARMS, new IP. I think that's a pretty safe bet too. And also, speaking of which, Mario might have Cappy. Now, I don't know if how Cappy would be used. I know capturing probably would not work in Smash. That would be way too OP. But I'm pretty sure Cappy would be in there somehow. And if not on Mario, then maybe with Pauline, if Pauline gets in, similar to how Rosalina used Mario's Galaxy type moves. Ice Climbers. I'm pretty sure the Ice Climbers would come back. I mean, they only got cut from Smash 4 because of the 3DS could not handle them. And I guess maybe the Wii U couldn't handle 8-player Smash with them. Not certain on that, but I think the Switch can handle the Ice Climbers, so they could come back. And obviously, I already talked about Mario stuff in that other video, which I'll have a link to that at the end of this video and in the description. But basically, it's about time Waluigi got in. No, there's the matter of Toad. I don't want Toad. I don't care about Toad. I don't care about Captain Toad. I'm just gonna be brutally honest here. I don't. But it's fairly likely that that'll be what gets added. But I just hope that's not the only Mario newcomer. Like, Toad is getting to be inevitable, I guess. I don't know. Every time I talk about Mario newcomers, Toad is always the first one that comes up. I'm like, fine, just add him so we can move on to more interesting choices. That's just how I feel about Toad. I'm sorry if you like Toad. I'm probably gonna be very uninterested if they're showing Toad at E3 as a reveal. Now, in terms of third-party characters, new third-party characters, well, they just announced Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy on Switch, and I'm pretty sure Spyro is also going to be on the Switch. So, one of those, I don't think both, but one of them might be on there. Of course, Geno would probably count as third party because of Square Enix, but I've already talked about him in my Mario video. Oh yeah, stages. Give me a Paper Mario stage that actually is not biased towards the god-awful modern Paper Mario. You know, if they absolutely have to do something for Color Splash, throw it a section, but there needs to be there needs to be, like, the rest of it needs to be for the original trilogy. Like, I love the SS Flavion in Smash for 3DS, but it almost fell out of place since everything else was completely and exclusively from Sticker Star. I feel like SS Flavion should have been its own stage, with just Rogueport as a song, instead of having this Paper Mario quote-unquote medley that was just Sticker Star, Thousand Year Door, Sticker Star. That's not a medley. That's one Paper Mario song. Or I guess I'll count Warm Fuzzy Plains as a remixed enough from Mario 1-1 to be unique to Sticker Star, I guess. So I guess that one's fine. The song they used for Bowser's Castle is literally just Mario 3 Airship. That's not a Paper Mario song. No matter how you spin that, Rogueport is very much a Paper Mario song. I don't know. But, I really want there to be something, some Super Paper Mario music, some Paper Mario 64 stuff in there. Those games really got shafted in Smash for 3DS. In fact, Paper Mario 64 didn't even really get much in Smash for Wii U in the way of trophies. It got little oinks, but that's it. And those weren't even a part of the Paper Mario trophy set, which was very weird. Although I appreciated the amount of love Super Paper Mario got, because I find that game very underrated. And I'm glad that with how complete opposite of Sticker Star it was in terms of settings and characters. But I'm going way too much about this stupid Paper Mario stuff. I don't know. I also want a Mario and Luigi stage. You know me, you know I want Fawful to be playable. As unlikely as it may seem, he is coming back in Remakes. He appeared last year, he's appearing next year. Smash is this year, but we know he's going to be in the Bowser's Inside Story remake. We know he was in the Superstar Saga remake, and we know that he is a major part of the story in both of those. I think he has somewhat of a chance, but anyway, a Mario and Luigi stage. If Fawful is playable, I'd think maybe a stage themed around him, like Fawful Express, even though that was like the worst giant battle in Bowser's Inside Story. Like, that fight was honestly ridiculous, and I really hope they make it so you can do it without the microphone in the deluxe version. But anyway, despite that being a terrible giant battle in Bowser's Inside Story, it would make a decent stage in Smash. Otherwise, I'd maybe something just Bean Bean Kingdom themed, or even Dream World, Pillow Island, something from Partners in Time, like the Thwomp Volcano was a really neat, like a volcano made of thwomps. That's cool. And you know, Partners in Time needs some love since it's the only one that doesn't have a remake. Other than the ones that are already on 3DS, but yeah, just something from the Mario & Luigi series, something as a stage from the Mario & Luigi series, with some sweet remixed Mario & Luigi music, and you know, a Mario Odyssey stage, that's pretty much a given. It's probably going to be New Donk City, which is perfectly fine. That's like the most iconic thing about Mario Odyssey. Either that, or it could be the Odyssey itself, and it could travel from kingdom to kingdom, and have different settings for it to land in, similar to Isle Delfino. That was a stage in Brawl, which was, I believe, also in Smash for Wii U. So it would be similar to that. Yeah, I really don't know what else to expect at E3. I want Paper Mario, but only if it's like the first three, which I doubt it will be, so I don't want to really get my hopes up for that. Also because I want Paper Mario as a playable character in Smash. I feel like if they announce another Paper Mario at E3 this year, with no original characters, basic settings, basic Toads, basic whatever, then you just know that just because there was a new game announced, that if they show him in Smash, they're going to heavily base him on the new game that they just showed off, to promote it. I don't want that. I want a focus on the first three games, the games that people care about. So I will say, if they do end up making a Partners in Time remake, if it somehow does turn out on the 3DS, a bundle or a 4-pack or 5-pack, yeah, of the whole Mario and Luigi series on the 3DS would be really cool to have. Superstar Saga, Partners in Time, Bowser's Inside Story, Dream Team, and Paper Jam all in one all like in one collection. Because if they remake Partners in Time, that you're gonna have all of them in the same art style, so that would be really cool. That's probably wishful thinking though. And that's about it for this video. I just wanted to talk a little bit about Nintendo at E3, even though it's still over a month away. Maybe I was just inspired to talk about this because I had a dream last night where it was E3 all of a sudden, and I was literally questioning how was it over a month before E3 just a day ago, and it's E3 now. But that's just how weird dreams can get sometimes, you know? So, yeah. Be sure to leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed. And, you know, tell me what you want or hope or expect to see from Nintendo at E3. And, I'll catch you later. See you next time, guys. Peace out.